I'm so happy that everyone come. And today we have Flavia, a very talented designer, who is also founder of Augmented Weaving, right?
Exactly.
Would you like to
Hello,
introduce
everyone.
yourself to our community to say hi?
Hello, hi, everyone. Nice to meet you all here, and thank you so much for having me here. I'm super excited to be here and to show a little bit what I do in VR once in a while, and hopefully share like some skills with you.
I personally I love using Gravity Sketch. It helped me to create really really interested fashion accessories and fashion pieces. And I'm so glad to have Flavia today to show us how to use Gravity Sketch. Tell us, Flavia, what are we going to make today?
Well, first of all, I'm just gonna show you quickly how to make an easy fashion accessory. I always like making glasses, sunglasses, or just normal regular glasses. Because it's always a nice accessory to add to your designs in clothes. So yeah, and I mainly focus on the workflow because that was also the hard part for me in the very beginning, like to actually understand how to build up a piece of design. And then obviously I'm going to show a lot of tools. Yeah, so you also get an idea how what is actually possible. And then if we even manage, we can even export it and I show you and give you some tricks there as well.
So excited. I've been using a Gravity Sketch, but I have not understand how all the two work. So I'm so happy that you're showing us this today, because that's exactly what I need as well.
Exactly. It's always about the workflow, right? That it makes it so much easier once you know kind of like what are the steps that are required to make a smooth design. So yeah, I think I'll just go in now and you see. I hope you see all what I see. And if something is like not visible, please let me know. Sometimes I get a bit lost. So hello.
Hi, we can see you. We can see you in the metaverse. And before we
Great.
start, just to the community in the chat, if you have any questions, you can either unmute yourself or you can also type in the chat box, and I will read the questions to Flavia. Okay,
Exactly.
let's do
Cool.
it.
All right, let's do it. Okay. So, well, for the people who haven't seen that space yet, it's just like an endless space in here. You can design it yourself. I always like the gradient to have like some calming down feeling here. And then you can actually import files already. And this was already a big learning point that I made in the beginning, that it's really helpful to add some avatars, especially if you plan to export it to Clo 3D. It's actually good to have the Clo 3D avatar that you're going to use there. So you can really custom make it to the size of the avatar. So I'm also going to show you actually how this is possible. Gravity Sketch is very well set up, I have to say. You have the cloud where you can save all your files, and yeah, you can basically just import those. So as often as you like, you can size it, you can also change the color of the models. Yeah. And this one that I have now here in the center is really the exact size of the one that I use in Clo. What I also always like, take some inspiration into my room, that you can do as well, or some references. When I do glasses, usually I make a quick sketch first by hand, or I use like some templates for like the size, or just to have like a good idea for the size. So you can just take them all in here. And yeah, have your references. Make that bigger. So as you can see here, like a bit more technical setup for a pair of glasses. But I don't think we're gonna go so technical today. I'm gonna improvise a little bit. So yeah, then we're actually good to go. So I have my avatar, and first I'm always gonna make a quick sketch. To do that, I'm also gonna set up a plane where I can draw just in 2D, because right now I'm in VR, I can go in all directions and it's really hard to be like just 2D. So what I'm gonna do is putting up a plane, and I can have that here. And I can turn on planer. Voila. And as you see, I get now this plane that I can set wherever I want. And I'm gonna put it right in front of her. There we go. As you can see. Yeah. And now I can just draw on that plane. As you can see, it's not going into 3D. It's always flat, as you can see, like this. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It's really, it's a good one. Good one to know. Makes life a bit easier here in VR. So yeah, so now I'm just gonna make a quick sketch. Just basically shape maybe. Just something to start. And then, I mean, I can go on and I can sketch as long as I like, but I'm just happy now already. And I'll go adjust my my sketch. So the idea is really go like from rough design and more into details. That's the best way to do it. Yeah. Also, what I also like, I'm also a bit very much an organizer person, so I like to have my layers and have a little bit of a structure in my design. So in Reality Sketch, it works the same like in Photoshop. You have the layers and you can assign your pieces into these layers. So I always have like one layer, I can choose it, and I can name it. So I call this sketch.
Could you show us where did you get the layer panel out?
Yes, the layer panel is right here in the setting. You have the blue button. Can you see it? There's the blue button. Yeah. And then there is layers. There you go. And then you do like minority report and you just drag and place it wherever you like to have it. Now I'm trying to have everything visible in this window so you all see it. So, and then I set up these layers and I can actually just take my piece that I just draw and I'll place it into that layer. And it's there, so I can also turn it off and turn it on. What I also like is actually having one layer just for the avatar. So I can also remove that one if I like. So I'll add it and place it into that layer that I want. There you go. So now I can turn it off and on. I can also lock it so it's not moving at all anymore. But let's go back now to our sketch. So this is just like with the ink tool here. Yeah, you just basically draw randomly, but then you can refine your drawing by grabbing the piece and you hit the blue button again, and now you see these blue dots here. So these are your points. Basically, it's the vertices of your mesh, of your beginning mesh, kind of, that you can then start to change. something a little bit extreme. So, here for the nose. So. You can also delete them. You can also add points. And you can become very, very precise here. Also, at the same time, you can change the thickness in your settings here. So,
Oh, wow.
you can always adjust that, as you like. Also, the stroke type is possible to change. It's a lot of things that you can play around here. I usually keep it simple because it's for me just the beginning of the design, just a quick sketch. So, and let's say here, this. Let's say I'm happy now with these glasses. All right, good. Then what I also need is the shape of the glass. Then I can also sketch that. Something like that. And I do exactly the same again, and I adjust it. And I can make it into a loop as well, because now it has a beginning and an end here. But I can loop it, and then it's one loop here. And I can adjust that as well. You see also these points, the thickness also can be changed by just use the, what's this called actually? This is joystick. The joystick. Yeah. So when you hover over one of these points, you can just use the joystick and make the line thicker or thinner. You can make it also like more pointy and less pointy. Yeah. Again, I don't use it that often. It's, again, I'm just sketching here. I'm just finding here the right shape. It's not really final design yet. So yeah, here we are. That's about it. So let's say this is fine for me. And I'll hit OK, and I'll go back. I tidy up here my mess a little bit. And now, once I'm happy with a shape like that, I'm gonna fill it up with the surface tool. You have that here, this one. And the surface tool, you see here also the settings again. You can change the tension of the surface. I like it for this purpose here, just no tension at all, so it's just completely flat. And then I can get a different color. What should we take? Like that. And then I'm gonna roughly draw this. You can see it's very rough. And I go back again into my settings where I can adjust the whole mesh again. And here, what is really nice, you can make it snap to other objects and splines, or also what is the other option? There's another one. Snap to other points. I always use the middle one. Snap to other objects and splines, exactly. And that makes it easy just to place it on my sketch.
Oh.
Yeah. So then most likely I will also need to add some to get more refined edges here. And I just drag them. Finding these points where they are. looking a mess. So. And I can also start with the center here. Yeah.
So you're basically just stretching each point.
Yeah, each point, and I'm just following actually my sketch here. Maybe actually, yeah. So remove it so you see better how I follow this. So. And I'm adding points so I can refine it more into these curves. So. Sometimes it's better to zoom in a little bit.
You can see the shape is coming out now.
Yeah. Go. And here. More. The mesh is also, if you, it's exactly the mesh that you will have in the end. So if you're gonna export that into Blender, this is gonna be your mesh. So I also learn now by using it more and more, also exporting it a lot to Blender. I try to have a little bit of a tidy mesh already in VR. So it's not such a pain afterwards in Blender. But yeah, in the beginning it's also just playing around, right? So.
It makes sense because I didn't know before that the mesh is gonna be exactly like how exported, and then when I get into Blender, and then the mesh was so simple, and I couldn't really do anything because if I wanna do another sculpting tool, I'm using a sculpting tool in Blender, and that would really mess up the model.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm also going to show you in the end when I prepare it for the export what I usually do to make it a bit easier for Blender. So, but I mean for our purpose here, I'm not going too much into details. So that's it. And then now when I'm almost kind of like happy with it, then I'm gonna turn it into a subdivision object. And I'm gonna put these points also together to close the loop. There we go. We can do this. Okay. I mean, okay. Here you could add more points. Adding points I do with the trigger, with my index finger, just by going over the line and then use the trigger. Also. I mean, like with every software, navigation is always the hardest in the beginning, so that's why I play a little bit around.
But still, I think Gravity Sketch is quite straightforward. Like grabbing something, you're literally grabbing something in virtual reality. Compared with Blender, you have to remember all the keys.
Exactly. No, I mean, this is so nice with like Gravity Sketch, you know? I mean, it's gonna be a bit awkward maybe the first 2-3 times, but then it's just like working with your hands, so it becomes so intuitive, and that's also the beauty about it. So yeah. So, and now I'm gonna use another tool which was only like a few months added from Gravity Sketch. Anyway, this is something nice. Gravity Sketch is like every week updating and adding new features, and it just gets better and better every week. And here we have one tool which is called thickening. I turn this on, and you see these yellow arrows appear. And now I can just grab one of these arrows, doesn't matter which one, and I can thicken it. And it tells me exactly like the thickness that I want. Also, Gravity Sketch gets more and more precise. When I started, it was really no precision at all, but now they're doing a good job in making it more precise. So let's say we do here like 5 mil, and then I need to bake the thickening to make it stable. I hit that button, and there we go.
Oh, wow.
And this is actually really cool. I mean, you could now export it and 3D print it as it is. It works really well. So maybe you need to adjust a little bit the mesh, but I made very quick experiments also with it, and it works really easy. So we have now our frame. Let's say that, yeah. And now I'm gonna do quickly the same with the glasses. For that I need my surface tool again. No tension. I go straight into sub E here. And gonna make my glasses. I change the color by grabbing it and hitting the color wheel. And I again grab it and go into the editing mode and do exactly the same again very quickly to create my glasses. As you can see, I have turned on also mirrored effect, so then it's already done. You can do it even like later on if you forgot to turn it on. It's no problem. You can do it at any stage. Put these into the right position. That's fine. I think this is fine. Good. And then we do exactly the same again. We thicken that too. I turn it on again. And I'll grab one of these arrows and thicken it. There you go. I'll bake it. And we have our glasses. So now for the glasses, I always make a new layer. I'll call it glass. And I'll drag it in there. Reason for that is because then I can turn the visibility a bit down. So, and then it's transparent. But now I still have the original sketch there. I can delete that. So now you can get already an idea.
Perfect.
And maybe we need to make it a little bit bigger. You can also see I can my selection tool with the joystick. I can also make it bigger, so I can grab here like a bunch of points and move them just up, so they kind of like disappear. There we go. Unfortunately, you can't see. Oh yeah, you can. Oh, this is new. Okay. When you align your joysticks nicely, then it moves the points in the axis direction.
Oh,
because obviously in VR it's always a bit difficult to have it like really straight. So if you want to be extremely precise, now you see that green line that appears. And and the gizmo tool. Now those are just moving in that direction, no matter where I go, only up and down. This was also quite a good addition that didn't exist in the beginning, so also much easier to handle. So yeah, I think we're kind of good. Right. I'm also actually I can turn off the sketch to make another layer for the frame. Go. I frame it. So turn off the sketch.
Wow.
Yeah. So now we can maybe position it a little bit, and again I align my tools, my handles, and I put them a little bit closer to the face. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And yeah, now we can do the same actually on the side for. And I set again my sketch. I go into sketch layer, and I use the ink. Or there's also the stroke. The stroke is, you can be a bit more precise with it if you like that. I don't use it that often for some reason, but what is nice with the stroke, what I really like sometimes, is you can project onto an object. So now, when I'm gonna draw, I can directly draw onto my glasses.
Oh.
So, like, if I want to make an embellishment.
Oh yeah.
So, okay, this is now what I'm doing it. So you could do this. And it's just drawing right on the surface, and you see, like, it's really following the surface. Yeah. Yeah, for embellishments or also for markings, I use it sometimes if I want to further work on it in Blender or in Flow, or I want to make a pattern out of it. I can already set my seam lines for it, which also works. For example, also we have here our body, and I have to unlock it, and I can draw it under. Maybe I have to make it a bit bigger. Good. Bunch. So can do some interesting lines here straight onto the body.
I love this. This is another way you can create fashion.
Exactly, yeah. This is very easy also to sketch on the body, just to get an idea where the lines will flow. And then again, same tool, you go with your surface tool and you start to fill it up. So, stuff like that. Just a little extra thing that I also just discovered only recently. So there are always new tools that you discover. So, but now I'm gonna quickly go back. What else can we do actually with this stroke? There's also the polar symmetry. That is also can be quite fun if you go.
Oh my god, is that new? I haven't seen this before.
I think this has been always here, yeah, but I'm rarely using it. Actually you can make like some nice accessories, jewelry, or and it's endless. So you can also baskets.
wow.
And this is like some interesting stuff that you can create. And I mean, I did it with like the shaking of my hands, and voila. It's quite, yeah, impressive what you can do.
Make a little hat.
Yeah, we can make a little hat probably here. Let's make it different, the color. Or some hair. Became some hair now. I don't know. Well. Here you go. So, well, I mean, this is the thing. I love Gravity Sketch because you just play around and then all of a sudden you create something that you could actually use later and refine it and take it a bit further. So yeah, I don't know. Never thought about that. You could make some anime hair with this technique or something like that. That's pretty cool. So yeah, what else here? Stroke. And also for more precise working with the stroke, you can also, maybe I should turn now off the, okay, now I got stuck. Sorry. Does it work now? Sorry.
We're stuck with this tool now.
Yeah, it's stuck. It's too exciting. It rarely happens actually. Maybe now it's really just too much. Well,
Does Gravity Sketch autosave?
it does actually, and maybe I'll just need to quickly turn it off and see if it comes back to life.
So yeah, how long have you been using this software?
More than a year actually. I think I got my Oculus spring last year, and actually I got the Oculus because of Gravity Sketch, because I wanted to use it. So yeah, and I just first it was just playing around, having fun with it, and then it became more and more serious, and I really use it now actually to really work with it. Because for me, I'm a fashion designer. I'm coming from a traditional way. I learned tailoring and then studied fashion design, and I became like a hands-on developer. And 3D modeling was never really like I always wanted to learn it, but it was such a pain to learn Blender or Pro or anything. So yeah, and Glow was then easy all of a sudden. If you have some pattern making knowledge, then obviously it's easy to start with. But 3D modeling with Blender, that was just a no-go for me. And then Gravity Sketch, and all of a sudden, like with a little bit of practice for 2 or 3 evenings, you can actually 3D model, and it was just a game changer. And since then, I thought like, okay, this is the way how I actually learn 3D modeling, and yeah, it really helped me actually. So and now I'm going more and more into Blender and other software. But always starting in Gravity Sketch. And now you see also, this is actually the landing page, so you have all your files, you can set a new sketch, you can do a collab as well. Have you tried that, the collab room?
I remember we were talking about it, but I haven't tried it before. Next time I want to join you.
Absolutely, no, it's such a nice thing, and it feels so real. you can work with people all over the world. And I think as a free user, you can have up to 4 people in one room. So you can just really model together, and it feels, yeah, just real. It's unbelievable.
It completely changed the way we work, right?
Yeah. Perfect.
We're
Okay.
back.
Nice, we're back. We can get rid of that stroke now, and I'm gonna finish now my glasses with my ink. Exactly. I'm gonna use my planer again, and again with my index or finger with the trigger on the left side, I can move my plane right into the right spot, like this, something. Wait, do you still see me?
I do see you. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 1 sec.
Oh, no, I have a
That's
camera.
my camera. I'm just gonna grab it. So.
It feels like you actually have a camera you're grabbing.
Yeah, it is a camera. I wish I could show you this. It's actually a camera. It has a button. You can set up the focal length and everything. It's just, but unfortunately you don't see that. That's such a shame. So, putting it here again. There we go. Cool. Now, I'm going into sketching mode again on my sketch layer. I'll adjust the size of my stroke.
The menu is still open.
A menu. Ah, sorry. Yeah. There you go.
Perfect.
Thank you. All right. My layer is not active. Just tidying up a little bit, and something like that. Adjusting it, just making it straight by deleting all the points. And here,
I would wear this pair of sunglasses.
I'm pretty sure. For me, it's like glasses is like my way to kind of like be expressive.
For sure, a little accessory completely changed the look, right?
Exactly. And I'm rather minimalist in my style, but I always like some crazy sunglasses. So, alright, then same again. I'm gonna go and grab my surface tool as usual, and very no tension.
So the tension is higher, it will be more bendy, right?
Yeah, exactly. As you can see, wait, I have to maybe turn it a bit brighter. Yeah, now can you see it's like round? And you can make it like extremely round.
Oh wow.
Go into the camera. Yeah, you can see it like this. Or yeah, you can play around here. But for this reason, I always prefer just to have it straight. And then I'll adjust it again. First, I change the color. And we go into the edit mode. And we snap to the object.
have you ever 3D printed one of your designs?
I did, but really just test, nothing serious. Yeah, just out of curiosity, how if it actually would work. I'm not the best in 3D printing. I would love to have more time to explore it more, but yeah, sometimes you have to focus on one thing.
I always want to try and explore 3D printing. Imagine we can print
Yeah.
out the parts of the sunglasses and then we can
Yeah.
mold it with silicone, and then we can pour like colorful resin
Exactly.
into it, and then we assemble them together. It will be an actual pair of sunglasses.
Absolutely, yeah. No, it's the way to go, yeah, and it's definitely worth to try it. One day I'm gonna have the time for it. So, all right. Now here we are, and more points here. Here. And so you done. Good. Then same again, thicken. And that's the thing, I mean, 3D printing became now possible through the thickening. Before, when you didn't have this feature, you had to create it yourself. So basically, I had to duplicate that surface and then make, add, so it's like an object, like how do you call that, like a full object with 4 walls, basically.
Yeah.
But now it's a few clicks, and that makes it a lot easier. Yeah. But I have to say, a year ago I learned gravity sketch, like precise modeling, without the thickening feature.
So you can do this easily.
Yeah. But let's do it and then bake. Why is it not working? Again. Now, bake. Yeah, my computer has a little bit some issues today. Too many things going on. Well, anyway, I can actually show you how you can duplicate things. This is also easily done. You just grab it and trigger. So you can make many copies. Well, we don't need that now. Just delete it. We need one. So now we have 2 walls, and then I can show you another trick by going into edit mode. You have here the tools, the hammer and the brush. Yeah. So if you push that button, you get different options. There is, for example, separate, merge, creasing. I love creasing. Creasing is great. I'll show you right now how this works. For that, we're going into our frame again, and I'll choose crease. I can choose these lines here and crease them to give them a bit more of an edge. And you can create some really nice designs like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's coming a bit from the car design, you know, if you like these lines that the car has. It's kind of like a bit these visuals. For example, here might be nice. Yeah.
So instead of the all smooth texture surface on top, you have a little bit of a edgy.
Exactly, and it really dissolves nicely into a flat surface. right here, you can see. It's some nice details, yeah. Yeah. Creasing, so what else? But for our side here, we need to merge. So I take my blue tool here, merge, and I'll choose the other side. And then it is together on the same object. Yeah, then what I can do, I'll go back into edit mode. In my settings here, I can also choose to select a loop of the mesh. So I can choose this whole loop here, as you can see, and I can drag it as well. So I'll choose that, and I copy it. Copy, copy, copy. As you can see, my mesh is just growing. I don't want it so much, I just want it once. So you can see, I'll take that, and I copy, and I copy again. And then what I need to do is merging these points. And that's exactly how you make that object before thickening was not accessible.
Wow,
so
that's a long process.
It's a long process. Once you figure it out, then it's easy, but yeah, it can take some time. Still, I mean, it's still a tool that you, or a skill that you sometimes need when you come to thickening. So, still good to know. What is a bit annoying is I'm gonna remove that. So, yeah. Here we go. And if I put them on top of each other, the points, you can actually see how it merges. And it becomes one object. And you also have to find the right point that goes on to the right one. Which one's which? So. Yeah, here it can get a bit more complex, so I'm not gonna do too much. Well, anyway, I think you got how it works. And then we have our site. I'm also just gonna place it a little bit in the right position. My align tool. And the nice thing here, because in the beginning I never used the Cloak 3D avatar, I just used a random avatar that is actually also available in Gravity Sketch. When you go to your settings, you have here some prefabs. So you can actually also add here an avatar, but the sizing is not really precise. So if you put like a pair of glasses on it, it doesn't fit the avatar in Clo. So better import or export first the avatar from Clo as an OBJ, and then import it into Gravity Sketch. I see you have also here just a face. There we go. Just the blue there. Well, but also this one, it doesn't fit. I could have saved so much time if I would have known that earlier, because it needs a lot of adjustments once you bring it into Clo.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. If you're creating something for Clo, you better use the compatible design for that avatar, design for that particular avatar.
Exactly. And like this, you can make it perfectly fit, and you don't have to worry anymore.
Mm.
So yeah, what else? I mean, see now I didn't have the mirror on, so I'm just gonna mirror that thing in the edit mode. And you see it here. Mirror. I just turn this on. You see, and then it just appears. And I have it on the other side too. So simple.
Wow, perfect.
Yeah. And that's about it.
Would you normally texture the accessory in a Gravity Sketch, or would you texture it in Blender?
Texturing in Gravity Sketch is really just on a low sketching level. If you wanna figure out some ideas or just play around, but for serious texturing, you have to do it in Blender or Gravity Sketch. In Clo, sorry. Clo, the nice thing is you can use the prefab textures that are already in Clo, and it works fantastic. So you can do an iridescent or some glitter or all these pre-settings that are available. That works really well. And obviously coloring. But what I do here sometimes, which is a really nice feature in Gravity Sketch, to play a little bit around. So if I could use, for example, the volume tool. I haven't showed you that yet. That's also a fun one. And I'll make some colors, take some rings. So with the volume, you can just create a volume immediately. So by just sketching. And I'll make it now. I just make a few. Just random, nothing special. Making here something. Just some surface. Then we can color it. Where do I go with these colors? Right. You have also obviously always the different materials here. You have 5 basic materials: reflective, the toon material, flat material, and clay material. I always go for the clay material because it has a slight shine, so you see a little bit more the depth of an object. So yeah, now I made this, I don't know, rather nonsense piece here, but now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'll take a picture of it, and I can do that with my, I don't see that. Well, I have here a button, take screenshot. Now you can see exactly. And what I do is I go into the settings and I take an instant photo. So I'll make a picture here. Just click. There we go. Here's my picture. And now I can use that picture to create the texture for my glasses. And I'm just grabbing my frame and I'll hit the color wheel. And now, sorry, you don't see that so well. I have to turn this a bit. So I'll grab the frame, hit the color wheel, and my picture is now all of a sudden available as a texture.
Oh.
So I'll take this. Do it again. Voila. And it creates some interesting texture.
Oh wow, I didn't know you can use pictures as texture in
Yeah, this is really, it's also just by just playing around. rather a mistake. I learned it by doing this mistake, and then I realized this is really cool actually. And the good thing is when you export it and you import it into Clo or Blender, it keeps the texture. Obviously, it's not so high res. It's not a 4K texture, but yeah, to have some fun and play a little bit around, it does its job. So I can do this also to the side. I'll pick the thing and I choose it.
So basically, the UV map is included once you export this model.
Yeah, this is included. Yeah, exactly. And you see also my ink has also this texture now, so I can actually start drawing with this texture.
Oh wow!
So yeah. I created like top stitching this way in Gravity Sketch. It's also a bit more nerdy, obviously, and needs a bit more precise working than just like making this little experiment here. But you get the idea, and I mean it's not even so bad. Very interesting. It has this acrylic feel of the molding of the frame. So yeah. Good. All right. So now. Where are we time-wise? I guess time is going so fast, right?
It's 6:04, and we can export it to Blender.
Exactly. Now I'm just gonna quickly show you like the basics of exporting. And for exporting, if you're really happy and good and this is it, you have to tidy up this file a little bit. I usually just save the whole file as an export file. So I still have the original one, but here I just do it no matter what. So, and to tidy up, it means you have to remove all the symmetries. I mean, right now I have, this is like mirrored, so you don't want that. So you're just gonna bake this, and you can do that like that, by bake mirrored. And now it's just on the side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you have to do that with every piece that is mirrored, like here as well. Bake. Also important, you run into some difficulties, especially in Clo, when you import it directly into Clo. You have to remove here the transparency. So just in our layers in the glass, I just make it full opaque again.
And then we can always set the transparency in the texture in Clo later on, right?
Yeah, exactly. But if you don't do it, I don't know what actually is the problem, but it always creates some weird textures if you have this transparency here still. Yeah, not sure why. What else? Then our weird embellishment that we have here is probably also mirrored. Yeah. First into a sub-D mesh, and then we make the mirror. Wait. This is good. Like this. Well, you don't want the avatar, so you can also just delete that one. And you also don't want this stuff, just remove it all. Everything that you don't need, remove it. The images, our experiment here, inspiration, just remove it. And I'm also actually always put it all on one layer in the end, and you do that by just grabbing the whole piece and put it into one layer until it is green. When it turns green, come on. There we go. So now, yeah, now it's all there, and then I can delete these layers again. Just grabbing them. lead, yes. So this is it. We have our object, and then we go into our settings, into save and export, and we have here our export tool. And here, important to know, took me also a while to figure it out. If you go to advanced settings, you have here a few different options for using it in Blender to further model. I would always go to welded and control. And you have exactly the mesh as you want it. And as we already mentioned in the beginning, you have like a weird mesh, right?
Yeah.
So you might it just comes as it is here. So when you hit control, it's exactly the mesh that you have here. If you hit render, it does the sub-D surface. So it is like the smooth surface around. That's okay if you go straight into rendering, but it's not okay if you still want to work on the file. Then then you encounter some issues. If you want a better mesh, what I also sometimes do, actually let's just go quickly back here. I just make the mesh also a bit more detailed. And you just go into the edit mode, you grab it, edit, and you just add more vertices, more edges. You can make it very complex. It's basically like subdividing what you do in Blender. You can do it already here, so you can save a little work. I would do that to have a bit more precise mesh.
And also, I think for later on, if we need to edit it in Blender, and we can also move it nicely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then we go back to our export function, and so welded control. That's usually what I do. If I know I really don't want to change anything, I do render, but that rarely happens, so I just go control. Good. And then we go out here. Then we can recenter the whole piece, so it goes to the point of 0. And we can also set the measurements. If you go into Blender, Blender is by default, I think, meter, so I always choose meter here. For Clo, there when you import, you can always choose what you want, if it's centimeters, meters, or whatever inches. Just choose the same that you do here. So I usually go with OBJ, rarely with FBX. In the beginning, I always had some issues here with FBX, so I got stuck with the OBJ, and that actually works also really well. Yeah, and then you just basically hit your export and you save it into your folder. We need to delete here and write our new frame. And that's what it's just saved. And it's saved. It's saved into my Launchpad. And you have to go online and you can download it then. And that's about it. If you want to find it again, here you can go to your prefabs, import model, and then I'll have it here, I thought. Or maybe I didn't save it properly here. But you have it also here in your files somewhere. I have too many files. I realize. So a quick rundown, very fast. Please let me know if you have some questions or if you're curious about something else.
Let me check the chat box. We don't have any questions so far. I think you've done a really, really good job explaining every each tools and how you divide them, how your little tricks in the software. I think that's amazing.
Thank you.
I've
That's
learned
great.
I've learned so much that I didn't know before. I didn't know. First of all, I didn't know you can drag the layer out, and I
Yeah.
didn't know you can snap the surface onto the lines.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many tricks. I'm pretty sure I also know only a small part, but that's the beauty. You play around and you learn every time a little bit. That's fun. Yeah.
Thank you so much for this insightful class. Do you have anything coming up soon? You augmented wavings. Do you have any projects coming up?
Yeah, with augmented weaving, I do that with my friend Anita. She is a weaver. She weaves textiles. And we started augmented weaving after doing a Clo 3D workshop, actually. And we got a grant where we explore the possibilities by merging physical and digital craft. And it's an experimental grant, so we are free to do what we want and we explore this field, and that's what we're doing right now. And Anita made a great design of digital woven textiles, which are then available at the Fabricant season 2 that is upcoming. Hopefully very soon. It was a bit delayed, the launch, but yeah. I hope we get soon more information. And there you can use these textiles to designs.
Wow, and all the text texture you created virtually, but with the same kind of like methods you would use in the physical world.
The thing is, since she's a weaver, she really has a different approach, and that's also the beauty when all of a sudden these physical crafters go digital. And the funny thing was like the fabricant, I think Anna said that even like they didn't even know that you can do such texture using Substance Designer. So Anita really created a woven texture.
Wow.
That's a new feature that you can use in Substance Designer. And see, I mean, if you're not interested in it, you probably also wouldn't have found that feature. And because Anita is very much into weaving, then she really got on her exploration bumped into that feature. And is now able to kind of replicate what she does physically, but also now with the textiles that we made for the Fabricant, they were completely made in digital. And now she was just weaving this week and made the first trials to actually make physical samples as well.
Wow, that's brilliant. I have never heard people doing that. You were probably one of the first in the industry doing digital waving. That's really, really cool, and I love seeing all this craftsmanship that we put into in the physical world. We're adapting this kind of skill into a digital world, because not a lot of people even in physical world knows how to wave, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's really like, again, it's learning, right? By doing new things, you learn, you explore, and get to know also your own skill better. And that's what she does. Basically, also now she can, or we together, we basically can provide digital files of her textile designs, which is before it wasn't possible. So yeah.
Imagine in the future, all of our digital fashion designers buying fabric. They would buy like digital fabric, like what you were doing, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is also, I mean, the Fabricant is also doing a great job here, showing like these new possibilities in creating an ecosystem, right? So Augmented Weaving is now providing the textiles, and we earn royalties on the co-creation of every user. So, and this is the future. We will be able to create digital assets like accessories, like these glasses. They can be bought and used for other stylings for the metaverse. So, and that is really the powerful thinking here, that all these options for us crafters, designers, or just anyone, creators in general, to really make a living out of our passion and craft. So yeah.
100%, yeah. Like a few years ago, when you think about 3D designer, I would only think about modeling and all that. But now, like everyone could be 3D designer. It could be you're designing accessories. It could be you're designing textiles. You could design like a digital fashion. I mean, Web3 is such amazing like collaborative space for us to grow together.
Absolutely, and we need many people because it's so hard to do everything by yourself. So I'm always telling, please join, learn Gravity Sketch, so you can also create some assets for styling reasons or whatever. Yeah.
100%. Again, thank you so much for showing our community with this amazing Gravity Sketch tutorial. And I'm sure you need some rest of your eyes. I mean, when I'm using VR, I get dizzy after half an hour.
I got actually used to it, I have to say. But it's always good to have a break from it.
Are you excited for the new generation? Maybe they're gonna have a lighter version. Maybe they're gonna have a new VR that embed, which also have the function. Augmented reality. One pair of goggles you can easily use for VR and AR together.
Exactly.
I'm super excited. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you know when this is coming out?
I don't know. I hope Apple is doing something soon. I hope they're gonna launch something next year. And I think Oculus, Meta is doing something new with augmented reality function, with the colored. Right now, Oculus, you can't see outside, but it's black and white. But the next generation, it could be a colored camera that you can literally creating this in Gravity Sketch, and you can see what's happening around you.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Well, there's more and more coming. It's just a start, right?
For sure, yeah. I'm super excited. And, with creators like you, we're building something together. And education is so important, I think, in this Web3 at the moment, because everyone's still learning and it's so new. And we just need more people like you to show us what's new in this technology side, right?
Well, we all need each other and we need to learn from each other. And please also, if anyone has questions, just DM me and let me know. Yeah,
cool.
I'm here all the time.
Perfect. And I'm going to post this videos, upload it to YouTube, and I'm gonna write a little article on Medium, and I'll tag you. And I'll also share your social medias to our community, and if they need anything, if they need any help or question, they would message you, DM you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Flavia.
Much, and then wish you all a happy weekend.
Happy weekend. Enjoy the
Yeah.
weather. London is so sunny today, super hot. I'm probably gonna sit outside. All right. That's it. That's the end of the session. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you later. Bye.
Bye.